students. We will be discussing about our second chapter, this kingdom classification. Now, first question arises, what is classification? Classification means grouping of things on the basis of certain common characteristics. Classification means grouping of things on the basis of certain common characteristics, like on the basis of size, on the basis of their shape, etc. What are the advantages of classification? Classification helps us to identify different organisms and place them in particular groups. It helps us to study organisms more easily and systematically. It highlights the relationship between different organisms. So, it helps us to identify different organisms and it helps us to place that organisms in a particular group. Similar characteristics organisms will be placed in particular groups. It helps us to study the organisms more easily and systematically. System of classification. Now, there are two systems of classification. One is the artificial system and another is the natural system of classification. Now, artificial system means the system of classification is based on one or a few superficial characteristics of a group. The system of classification that is based on one or more or a few superficial characteristics of a group. So, what are the characteristics will come under the superficial characteristics? The characteristics like size, body parts, lifespan, they are the superficial characteristics. So, that is called as artificial system. The system of classification based on one or a few superficial characteristics of a group like size, body parts, lifespan is called artificial system of classification. And by this classification, different organisms were grouped together based on artificial characteristics. Although they may be very different otherwise, but their superficial characteristics are same, so they will be under artificial classification. For example, a mango plant and a pine plant were grouped together as trees on the basis of their size. However, there are a large number of different features are there. Mango plant gives the mangoes are the fleshy fruits, whereas the pine they are the naked seeds are there. They do not have a fleshy covering. The trees sizes are different, shapes are different, but they are grouped under trees because of their near about woody stems and branches. So, because of their size, they had been grouped together. Natural system. Natural system means the system of classification is based on large number of characters such as external structure, internal structure, growth, reproduction, etc. So, the system of classification that is based on comparison of many characteristics of a group, that is called as natural system of classification. Now, we know that living organisms are enormous in number and they differ greatly in their characters. And one of the earliest natural system of classification was the two-kingdom system. And this two-kingdom system was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus in 1758. The two-kingdom classification consists of Plantae and Animalia. So, Carolus Linnaeus in 1758, he has proposed this two-kingdom classification, and according to him, living organisms are divided into two groups and they are Plantae and Animalia. So, Plantae means the kingdom of plants that did not move and could prepare their own food. Animalia means the kingdom of animals that moves but they cannot prepare food. So, this system of classification got considerable recognition from biologists and remained in use for a long period of time. These two kingdom of classification, that is Plantae and Animalia, they were in use for a long period of time. But however, this two kingdom system was found to be inadequate. Why? Because it was criticized. Why it was criticized? It was failed to correctly classify some organisms like Euglena, which poses characters of animals and have chlorophyll also. So, for few group of organisms, this two kingdom classification was not sufficient. Euglena, it's a macroscopic organism. It's a single-celled flagellated eukaryotes. What are eukaryotes? Eukaryotes are organisms whose cells have a nucleus enclosed within a membrane. So, eukaryotes are those organisms who have a well-defined nucleus. The nucleus is bounded by a nuclear membrane. Prokaryotes are those organisms whose nucleus are not enclosed within a membrane. So, Euglena, they possess the characters of animals and they have chlorophyll also. Similarly, in case of fungi and molds, you have seen the fungus. Fungi you have seen, they are mainly growing in the marshy grounds. Mushroom is one type of fungi. Fungi and molds, which were placed in kingdom Plantae, possess characters which are not common as plant. So they have been classified as plant, but the characters are not common as plant. So these were some of the problems with this two kingdom classification. After that, to overcome all the shortcomings of this two kingdom classification, two kingdom system, and to get a better system of classification, R.H. Whitaker, he had proposed 5 kingdom classification in 1969. So, R.H. Whitaker had proposed a 5 kingdom system of classification in 1969, and he had arranged all organisms into 5 kingdoms, but they are based on 3 criteria. What are these 3 criteria? First is the cell structure of the organisms. So, organisms were grouped according to cell structure, body structure, and mode of nutrition. So, living organisms are classified into Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So, first, kingdom Monera. Now, this kingdom Monera, it includes all prokaryotic organisms. Prokaryotic organisms means the organisms whose cells have a nucleus not enclosed within a membrane. That is, they do not have a well-developed nucleus. So, they include the organisms, all prokaryotic organisms. And they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. For example, bacteria. They have these following characteristics. They are unicellular organisms and their cells have a rigid outer covering. That outer covering is called as cell wall. Now, there are different shapes of bacteria are found. First is the cocci. These bacteria are spherical. For example, Streptococcus pneumoniae. Now, they are spherical in shape. They occur either as single. So, when they occur as single, they are called as monococcus. Some occur in group of 2. They are called as diplococcus. Sometimes they occur in chain. They are called as streptococcus. So, Streptococcus pneumoniae, example of one cocci shaped bacteria. What it causes? It causes bacterial pneumonia in humans. Bacilli, they are rod-shaped bacteria and they may occur in single cell or in chains. For example, E. coli, Escherichia coli is also called as E. coli, is an example of rod-shaped bacterium, and this E. coli bacteria lives in the intestine of humans. Spirillea, they are spiral shaped. For example, Treponema is a spiral shaped bacteria. It causes the disease called as syphilis. Vibrio cholerae, they are comma shaped bacteria. Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria that causes cholera in humans. Next, useful bacteria. Some of the bacteria are useful to us, like Rhizobium. So Rhizobium is a bacteria that is found in the root nodules of leguminous plant. Leguminous plant like means pea, gram, beans, they comes under leguminous plant. They have root nodules in their roots, and these root nodules help to absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into nitrates, which act as a fertilizer. Actually, nitrogen is very essential for plant, but nitrogen cannot be utilized by the plant in nitrogen form. They must be converted into simpler form. So this Rhizobium bacteria, they help to convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, which is a good fertilizer. Lactobacillus, it converts lactose. Lactose means milk sugar. This is carbohydrate present in sugar. This is lactose into lactic acid that helps in the formation of curd. Agaricus, it is a saprophytic bacteria. Those feed on dead remains of plants and animals. So those bacteria, they feed on dead remains of plants and animals. They are called as saprophytes. So Agaricus is a saprophytic bacteria that feed on dead remains of plants and animals and break them into simpler substances. Some bacteria are used in the production of tea, coffee, etc. There are certain bacteria which are used in manufacturing medicines like antibiotics. Next is a harmful bacteria. As we have some useful bacteria, now there are some harmful bacteria also. Bacteria are responsible for spoilage of food, vegetable, etc. They causes rotting of fruits, vegetables, meat, etc. It causes a number of diseases in animals, humans and plants. So bacteria causes disease in animals as well as humans and plants. In humans, the diseases like tetanus or cholera or tuberculosis. Tuberculosis means TB, leprosy, pneumonia. They are all caused by bacteria. In humans, bacteria like E. coli, it causes gastrointestinal infection as well as urinary tract infection also. Salmonella, it causes typhoid. So these are all harmful bacteria that causes diseases. Now there are some home assignments for you. What is classification? Artificial system of classification has little value. Give reason. In question number 3, why was there a need to classify organisms? So students, I hope that all of you understood till kingdom Monera. Next we will be discussing about kingdom Protista, because we have to discuss about the 5 kingdoms. So what are the 5 kingdoms? Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. We had discussed only kingdom Monera. Now we will be discussing about Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So we will be discussing about this rest 4 in our next videos. Thank you.